Hello and good day, Mike Adcock with Worldwide Tropical Outlook for the 18th of August. Do have quite a few areas that we're tracking across the globe today, four tropical cyclones in the western Pacific. Do have a disturbance over in the central, and then a depression and a new disturbance in the Atlantic. We'll go ahead and work our way west to east on this one. Start off with Tropical Depression Utor. Yes, still Tropical Depression Utor. At 6 o'clock tonight, was about 100 kilometers west of Maoming. It's really just drifting slowly off to the west. We've been talking about this for a week, and it's continuing to bring showers and thunderstorms across southern China and northern Vietnam. So, we've been talking about the same location, been getting affected by tropical cyclones throughout July and August, and now Utor really just doesn't want to let go. Also, we do have our pair of our Fujiwara sisters, if you will. This one, Tropical Depression B from JMA, JTWC was warning it as 13W. This is about 345 kilometers southeast of Shanghai. JTWC issued their last warning on it. JMA did the same. They were doing bulletins. Now it's just being tracked in their surface analysis. It's continuing to move off to the northwest at 10. I should see that bending more westerly to southwesterly over the next day or so as it continues to fill. Not a whole lot left on it. You could see the center of circulation there, removed from the convection, which is on the west side, and it should be making landfall here shortly anyway. Track continues it basically in a west-southwesterly fashion over the next couple of days. Again, making landfall within the day, and really not expecting any terms of intensification. Do want to back up though real quick, because here's Hong Kong, Guangdong province, this area. I'm just concerned about this tracking off, getting caught up in this flow, and again, more showers and thunderstorms for this region. I mean, none excessively abnormal, but still some that they will continue to deal with. The other Fujiwara sister, though, Tropical Storm Trami, Pagasa is naming it Maring, since it is in the Philippine area of responsibility. JTWC's numbered at 12W. This is about 640 kilometers south of Okinawa. Winds are 35, gusting to 50 knots. It's moving to the east at 6, 994 for your pressure. It is expected to recurve. Do want to point out here, quite a bit of convection. Actually looking, although very disorganized, quite a bit of convection with it. That does extend in northern Luzon, so Philippines is getting a taste of Trami. It is expected to continue kind of shifting easterly, the northeasterly, and back around, and then it's expected to follow westward, tracking across the southern Japanese islands toward Hong Kong, toward Taiwan, in the next few days. And the models are pretty much in agreement, just exactly how wide of a curve does it go? Does it, approach Okinawa? Does it stay a little further south? Bottom line, the models are pretty good in agreement on affecting, northern Taiwan, the Taipei region, and then moving into China yet again. Not expecting a great deal of intensification with this. Basically keeping where it is. May see some slight strengthening, but nothing too significant in terms of changes in intensification. And then our strongest storm we're talking about, or tracking today, is severe tropical storm Pewa. Just got the handoff from Honolulu. Tokyo's taking the stick now. This is about 1,585 kilometers east-southeast of Wake Island. Winds are 50 knots, gusting to 70, and is moving to the west-northwest at 10. 994 for the pressure. Again, JMA has taken the track forecast now since it has crossed the international dateline, and really just continuing in a west-northwesterly fashion over the next few days, staying north of the Marshall Islands. Really, in a few days' time, may affect Wake Island, but by and large, not a huge threat with this storm. Model tracks off to the northwest. Again, the only land that really is under threat is Wake Island. But we will have to keep an eye on the model, or on the intensity. The official forecast makes it into a typhoon, hangs around typhoon status, but we're starting to see a lot more of the models, including the consensus, taking this to Category 2, Category 3 equivalent typhoon over the next several days. So we will have to continue to monitor the progress of Pewa as she continues tracking to the northwest. Now, barely moving eastward, here is Pewa on the southwest corner of our screen. 90C to its northeast, 1,735 kilometers west-southwest of Lihue, Hawaii, 25 knots, moving off to the west there. Not really expected to develop. It'll have to remove itself from Pewa to really get any sort of intensification going on. And it's expected to continue tracking pretty much in the same line, maybe a little bit further north of Pewa, but still in that northwesterly fashion. Model guidance really at this point of no help. May see some intensification, but I mean, considering that this is barely it's a weak disturbance at this time, the models aren't going to be very good, and I've got one, so right now I'm not expecting a whole lot out of 90C. Alright, moving over to the Atlantic, Tropical Depression Erin was downgraded a little bit ago. 1,605 kilometers west-northwest of the Cape Verde Islands, 30 knots gusting to 40, and I think that's awfully generous, honestly. It's moving off to the west at 8 knots, not much left in this storm. We saw it overnight, a little bit of convection to the north-northeast of the center of circulation. Since then, it's pretty much fizzled out, just got one shower really to the north, but pretty much a naked swirl moving across there. National Hurricane Center track continues it off to the west there, but I think they're being awfully generous, A, in terms of initial intensity, and B, in terms of how long it stays a tropical cyclone. I think it's going to be dropped here in the next few hours, honestly. There's not much left into it. Track guidance at 6 Zulu all over the place, anywhere from west-southwest to northwest, and the official guidance pretty much cut it in the middle. General idea, though, it should continue moving off to the northwest, kind of pick up a weakness in the subtropical ridge, and then start to shift more northwestward and then northward. Models are in pretty good agreement, though. Nothing's gonna develop with this storm, at least in the near term. We'll have to continue to monitor it over the next few days. I mean, it may be one of these systems that kind of drifts off to the west and kind of gets its act together, but at least in the next few days, nothing really here to worry about. And then you have a new Invest 94L. This is exiting off the coast of Africa. Actually, the 6 Zulu position placed at 55 kilometers east-northeast of Bissau. This is actually slightly inland. Looking at the satellite, though, that might be... it looks like it's moved off to the west now, and it's over water at this point. 30% for the 5-day outlook in terms of intensification. I'm kind of agreeing with the National Hurricane Center in terms of just kind of throttling back on it. The track does have it passing through the Cape Verde Islands. I'm seeing a very similar scenario to what we had with Dorian and what we had with Erin. Given the Cape Verde Islands, some showers, gusty winds, thunderstorms, and then moving out, kind of fizzling out and at sea. The only thing that does concern me is taking a look at the intensity guidance. Nearly everything brings it up to a Category 1 hurricane. So, in simple terms, I sit there and I think, well, this is mid-August, African wave, Cape Verde system. The models are all in agreement, tightly in agreement. This should become this should be our first hurricane of the Atlantic season. But I mean, we look at Dorian, we look at Erin. What has changed synoptically? Not a whole great deal of anything. So I'm hesitant to, this may become our next tropical storm. Honestly, I think it will barely become our next tropical storm and then just kind of fizzle out. We'll see how the models trend, but I'm not holding any hope at this time. So that concludes the roundup for today. Of course, with the 4 tropical systems that we're tracking in the Western Pacific, continue to get your latest analysis over at westernpacificweather.com. Follow along on Twitter and Facebook. Several of us are collaborating, posting the latest information across the basin there. And more than just tropical cyclone information as well. You can get just normal severe weather, even volcano information. And then you can get join in on the global tropical discussion over at storm2k.org. Follow me on Twitter at Senior Pepper. I post time to time between videos. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great day. Take care.